And welcome, this is Ballerscuba with Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. This is the first Final Fantasy to be released on the PlayStation. As a result, there are going to be quite a few changes in style as we go through the game. From the previous games in the series, this is my favorite game personally, and it is the first Final Fantasy to come with an introduction full motion video. So let's go ahead and give it a look. That may not look like much these days, but back when this came out, this blew people's minds. We are witnessing people getting off a train and kicking the crap out of some guards. I am already in. I am loving this. And off jumps the man in purple. Come on, newcomer, follow me. And we are now in control of this guy. I want to go over just a quick overview of the menu here before we get started. You'll notice that when we start this ex-soldier, because we're not going to get his name just yet, he doesn't have full MP. I have absolutely no idea why that would happen. Most of the stuff in here is pretty similar to what we have seen before. We got potions, we got ethers, we got Phoenix Downs. You can see exactly what they do right there. It's pretty standard for the series to this point. He also comes with some magic. He has Ice and Bolt so far. We'll go over how that is used a little bit later. In terms of equipment, he's got the legendary Buster Sword along with the Bronze Bangle. We'll go over what those slots and those growth means much later. As for now, though, let's take a look at his stats. As you can see, he's pretty well all around. In fact, his magic is higher than his strength, which is not necessarily a thing that you would expect from a guy this beefy. We'll go over how beefy he is later. One thing I do want to point out, in this version of the game, magic defense is useless. Don't even bother looking at it. Just like in Final Fantasy VI with Evade, it is bugged and does not work properly. In the 2012 PC version of the game, if you're playing the Steam version of the game, that's your version. That has been fixed, so you will need to pay attention to it. For what I am doing here, I will not need to pay attention to that. Order, this will set the order of everybody in there. Limit we'll go over later. Config, I think we are good. One thing that I will note is that they have an action time bar here, which can be changed from active recommended, and wait, we'll leave it on recommended. Everything else I want to leave as is, more or less. That's the only thing I could consider changing, but for now we are good. Now we find two guys here on the ground. You hit the cancel button to run, which in my case is X, we want to loot these guys. These guys have 2 potions between the 2 of them. It doesn't matter which one you grab it from. There are 2. Let's move on. Let's try to catch up with everybody else. We are apparently going to take on some guards here, some police officers. Oh, they got a gun and all I got is a sword. This is not going to be good. Attack them! Why would you hit me with a billy club? Oh, wait, 4 damage? You hit me with a gun, but I came back with a sword and did 78 damage. Just go with it. It totally makes sense. We are going to attack once again. Down he goes. We did 40 damage that time, but so much better than what we saw before. I'll go over a little bit more of what just happened there in a bit, but we did get a level up. I'm gonna get another potion out of that. Very nice. We did get some gil out of that. Even though it just says G, I'm going to be referring to it as gil. Do you have anything on you? No. If you only grabbed 1 potion off that guy, this guy would have another one. Like I said, 2 potions between the 2 of them. If you're having trouble running around the game, it can get a little confusing from time to time. Hit the select button. They'll put a little hand on your guy, red arrows where he can go, but I should not need that for now. How you doing? Dude, you don't want to talk to me? How about you? Biggs! Your name is Biggs. That sounds familiar. Wow, you used to be in Soldier? Alright. Not every day you find one in a group like Avalanche. Avalanche, you say? Soldier! Aren't they the enemy? What's he doing with us in Avalanche? Hold it, Jesse. He was in Soldier. He quit them, and now is one of us. I guess I'm one of them now. Didn't catch your name. Me either. There were a lot of requests for this name. I'm obviously not going to be able to pick them all, but his name is not going to be Cloud. This shall be the story of the epic adventures of Fred. Let us go. As suggested by the Kingman Ultra Novin. Gave me the idea for this one. Fred. Fred, eh? I don't care what your names are. Once this job's over, I'm out of here. I think it is a bad sign that I actually predicted what Fred was going to say. Might mean that I've played this game a little bit too much, but I do love it. The hell you all doing? I thought I told you never to move in a group. Our target's the North Mako Reactor. We'll meet on the bridge in front of it. What? Ex-soldier, huh? Don't trust you. I don't know if I can trust you either. Not gonna be Barrett. As suggested by Crash B 2007, this is gonna be Tank. If you push the direction, okay, he's teaching us how to run. No need to read that, I already know. But he does actually teach you how to run, and this is actually considered a full motion video. This little scene right here where we look up at what we will figure out is a reactor, as they call it. Can I talk to you? Biggs. Biggs. Come back, Biggs. I can't go in the trench alone. And we are in another fight with a new enemy. If I hit the select button, it'll help me figure out who these enemies are. This guy's name is, well, he's an MP. He's a military police. As you can see, though, every time I get attacked, the limit bar moves up a little bit more. That is different from the time bar. That was a guard hound, by the way. The time bar lets me know when it is my turn. Yes, twirl the sword and put it on your back. Sword solves all problems in this game. And we'll take a potion off of you. Of course, we get that off the military police and not the guard hound. I don't think they drop potions. I think it is just the military police. We'll go over what limit does once again later. You could look at it now, but it's not really that important. I want to show it on screen first. Wedge is this guy's name. How you doing, Wedge? Oh, Biggs and Wedge. Makes sense. I'll secure the escape passage. Concentrate on the mission, Fred. Jeez, we're really gonna blow this huge furnace up? This'll be something to see. In case you guys have not figured it out, Avalanche is a terrorist organization. Willingly. They admit that. They are indeed terrorists, but they feel they are justified in their terrorism. We have another new enemy here. We could use magic on them. However, at this point of the game, I have no way of multi-targeting my magic. It is only single targeting for now. We will change that, of course, because multi-targeting is very important in RPGs like this. But for now, we are going to just attack. There's no reason to use any MP at this point. None whatsoever. Just, yeah, twirl and put it on your back. There is a little notch, in case you are curious, for him to put his giant sword on his back. But it does not show up here on the field screen, as it is called. It doesn't show up here at all. But we have made it inside the reactor. How you doing? Yo, this is your first time in a reactor? Well, it's my first time. But Fred has more experience than me. No. After all, I did work for Shinra, you know? The planet's full of Mako energy. People here use it every day. It's the lifeblood of this planet. But Shinra keeps sucking the blood out with these weird machines. I'm not here for a lecture. Let's just hurry. That's it. You're coming with me from now on. And Tank walks right into Fred. That is not actually a glitch, as you might imagine if it was in a game these days. That is by design. That is how we get him in our party. They just walk right into you. First thing you want to do with Tank, your new party member, is put him in the back row. There's no reason for him to be in the front row. He is a long-range attacker. Why is that? Because he is equipped with a gun. He's got a Gatling gun. His gun is a lot better than the police's guns. Of course, the Gatling gun is the first machine gun, from what I do remember of, I believe, just before Civil War history. Could be just after, but it's definitely right around then, the Gatling gun. Where does he keep it? You'll have to wait until we actually get into a battle to find that out. Once again, don't worry about slots or growth. We'll go over those later. Bronze Bangle, just like Fred's got. If we look at Tank's stats, we do have more strength, but a lower magic stat. The rest of the numbers are decent. You know, his vitality, of course, is a little bit higher. He is a tank. Once again, magic defense does not matter. Magic attack does, though. That one does. Spirit, just for the record, is magic defense. That's your base magic defense. And then the numbers all at the bottom are the functional numbers, because that is affected by your equipment and all that kind of stuff, but the base stats for the character are up top with strength, dexterity, vitality, magic, spirit, and luck. Luck is actually important. If you hit the OK button, you can start seeing elemental properties. We'll go over these as it becomes important. These are status effects. They do give you a list of all the status effects in the game, which is very nice. Well, some of these are nice, some of these are not, but we are going to go over those later. Just make sure that you put Tank in the back row. For the record, he has no magic, none whatsoever. And he joins us a little bit lower level, and of course his limit gauge, as I'll probably call it, is blank. It's got nothing in it. Biggs and I got the code for this door. Good for you. Code deciphered. And in we go. Gotta get out of Biggs's way. How you doing, Biggs? Think how many of our people risk their lives just for this code? I don't know. How many?